blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
95.7 FM, K239CH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long?
Like I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run that long in the river, man?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day. With Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
Ah!
Look at you, girl.
Actual tracking app on it, and it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of echoed.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh, my nigga.
You used to listen to FM, but they play the same old
Morning, America!
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
And Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jamaican food be Jamaican me hungry. So, let's see here. It is, of course, Wake and Make America. It is, of course, the Sick Tees News Hour.
When it comes to getting the best designs or putting your own business on a shirt, you need Sick Tees. Southern Colorado, the next time you're thinking of prints and shirts, think sicktees.com and visit SIKTEEZ.com.
So, let's get to it. Let's do it.
Happy hump day.
Whatever. Let's get to it.
Rude.
Yep, that's how I do. Show your face. Still turned up from Tuesday, mother. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yep, that's what I do. I have fun with it, homie. Saucy. Like barbecue.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, so. What do we got on deck today? We got a few things on deck today. Don't forget, by the way, as customers come back to your businesses, let's make sure that they choose your business for details on how to start your ad campaign and get 20% off with our morning show. You know what to do. Email us at info@wakethenbakeamericashow.com. That's info@wakethenbakeamericashow.com.
Yeah.
So, what do we got going on the show today? A lot.
Your face.
So, the truth about kissing, facts about kissing you may not have known, including malaria. No, I'm just
Oh, my
fine. I made that
God.
one up.
That is not one of them. I
It's
read
okay.
them.
You could just get some hydroxychloroquine. You'll be all right.
Oh, my God. You're a
So,
terrible person.
you need some love, man. This dog needs some love, man. We're going to talk about the
Oh,
puppy.
yeah. This puppy's so
So, Hump Day Sugar and Spice. He had a hunk of burning love, baby. So, just say yes.
sweet. You better after that.
Stoner couples and stoner relationships. Signs in a long-distance relationship that someone is unfaithful. Dum, dum, dum.
Always the risk.
Oh, I thought she was going to say it's always the rich. I was going to say, yeah, it's poor people cheat too, but definitely.
I would have sounded like you.
Everything's rich people's fault. That's why I'm trying to be like them so you can actually blame me and have some clout to your blameage.
Your blameage?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with today. From the Rock Pile, the Midweek Rockies report. Rockies are flexing on the division, but it's early, and don't get too excited because we don't even know if these guys are going to be able to make another week of baseball. Bridezilla or Bride for Real, bro. Yo, I mean, it's her wedding, no matter how off base she seems.
Yep.
I mean, it was off base. I'm going to give you that. But it's her wedding. Hump Day, Humptastic Files. In the era of COVID, social distancing, and more, let's talk about ways to get naughty using the tech of video sex chatting. Dam, dam, dam.
Oh, boy.
Until they teach that video camera how to reach through there and grab me.
You're gross.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not really into all that. Okay, I guess I would be if you weren't close. So fair enough. National Day and much, much more.
Good Lord.
When we get back.
It's blazing. It's your girl, Cammie Renee, on Wake and Bake America. Tune in 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Playing the music you love. Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Let's go.
America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
That's right, it's Wake and Bake America, and it's brought to you by Sick Tizzle, Oh Shizzle, on News.
When it comes to getting the best designs or putting your own business on a shirt, you need Sick Tees. Southern Colorado, the next time you're thinking of prints and shirts, think sicktees.com and visit SIKTEEZ.com.
So let's get right to it. Let's get to whatever we're going to get to, and we're going to do it. Because it's hump day, get it? All right, seriously, though, let's get weather out the way. Weather powered by Crunch Fitness, 1801 South Academy Boulevard. You know, so you know what it is, and you know.
All right, so currently it's 59 degrees in Colorado Springs, 61 in Denver, 67 in Pueblo. As for the rest of the day here in Colorado Springs, it's going to be a warm one. Sunshine to start, then a few afternoon clouds. Near record high temperatures, high of 92 today. Tonight, clear skies, low of 62. No chance of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, it's going to be warm.
All right, so here's the thing. It's time for some traffic. Talk about that.
The next time you need a fresh cut, trim, or lineup, stop by Durango Barbershop on Astrazana and Academy, or call 719-231-3619, and let's get you and the family looking fresh at Durango Barbershop. Si habla español.
All right, and let's go ahead and let's get the traffic. So far this morning, no traffic. Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Won't be a lot of traffic at college football stadiums this spring either, or summer or fall, but we'll talk about that later. 40 minutes from downtown Colorado Springs to downtown Pueblo, an hour and 6 minutes from downtown Colorado Springs to downtown Denver. You do have one construction zone right there near Larkspur, just south of Larkspur. It's going to slow you down about 5 to 10 miles below the posted speed limits of normal speeds. But here's the good news. The rest of the I-25 corridor is at or above posted speed limits, so you're going to be fine. Yesterday we saw 1,300 new deaths added to the death toll, as Tuesdays tend to be the day that things start to, from the lack of reporting over the weekend, start to uptick, as we call it.
Right.
We're seeing the same thing with the amount of infections. Those are back up above 50,000, up to 54,000 in new cases yesterday. But what we also are seeing as of Monday and Tuesday is the testing centers that were shut down up and down the East Coast because of the hurricane are now starting to open back up. And quite coincidentally, we're seeing the numbers spike again, which leads me to believe that my analyzation of the data from last week really leads me to believe that it was purely a huge and 10% drop in the COVID numbers, but it was purely based on the fact that from freaking Florida to New York, they had closed outdoor testing facilities due to a hurricane, and that literally slowed down what I would say that's probably at least 50% of the country lives over there, literally up and down the East Coast. And so when you compile that data with what you know from the weather, and you go, huh, and then now you don't see a hurricane, and you see these numbers spiking back up, and you go, huh. So let's do this. It's time for National Day, because if you like to, you'll like today. I don't know. I just want to do that because I like today.
So today is National Vinyl Record Day.
Because I'm a
Whether it's the Beatles, Elvis Presley, the Monkees, Johnny Cash, or the Bee Gees, vinyl records have a sound all their own.
A lot of records that could have easily competed.
Well, they're not going to list 20. It's just showing an example, dummy. Most will agree vintage vinyl is as classic as the bands themselves. The day encourages listening to all kinds of music on vinyl records, spin a disc on a jukebox, or show off your style by demonstrating your hip-hop moves. Yep. The first vinyl record I remember hearing was Michael Jackson.
My problem with whoever wrote this is they didn't list one hip-hop artist or band.
True.
And let's just be honest here, without turntable DJs, vinyl would have died. Like, literally died. So there had been no reason to keep... I'm telling you, for the last 20 years, like literally 99% of all sold vinyl records were sold to a DJ with turntables. Let that sink in. So I'm a little disappointed at the writer of this, who only chose to include bands from the 60s and 70s when vinyl was actually at its most popular time.
So how is that?
Because hip-hop is what's kept vinyl alive, bro. Okay. Let's just be honest. Otherwise, the CD would have killed vinyl. Let's keep it real. Compact disc, man. You went from having to carry something like this with 4 of them in there to like this with 1 of them in there. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, some of these writers irritate me. I'm going to break on that note.
You need to. It's blazing.
It's your boy, Mr. Trey. Don't forget to check out Wake and Bake America on Blazin' 98.5, 95.7, and 104.9. All over Southern Colorado.
It's about time.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long?
Like I can't step outside naked.
He jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run that long in the river, man?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day. With Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to hump
Ah!
Look at you, girl.
Sexual tracking app on it, and it found that
who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of echoed.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh, my nigga.
You used to listen to FM, but they pay the same old
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
That's right, it's Wake and Bake America, and it's brought to you by...
Your mama.
Well, that too. My mama, yeah, because she had me, and I brought it to you, so she's brought to you by my mama. By proxy of the Trey.
Whatever you say. So when it comes to getting the best designs or putting your own business on a shirt, you need Sick Tees. Southern Colorado, the next time you're thinking of prints and shirts, think sicktees.com and visit SIKTEEZ.com.
Yeah, mother lovers. So it is time for the headlines, of course. Headlines are powered by...
When you need a break from all the crazy, come on down to Copperhead Road Bar with the new outside recreation area and the best DJs on 3 dance floors. You can't go wrong, so come down to Copperhead Road every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at 3330 North Academy Boulevard.
Yeah, son. North Academy Boulevard.
That's what's up. Happy Hump Day, everybody.
So, let's get right to it. It's time for the headlines and the news lines and... the whose line was it? I guess anyway. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so first and foremost, coronavirus in Navajo Nation. Basically, from what I understand, is of course the Navajo Nation obviously not having exactly the greatest relationship or feelings towards the United States government is once again being felt let down or left behind when it comes to the coronavirus, as supplies as well as efforts, finance, funding, money, and all have been diverted to, well, other places of, I guess, better interest for the president than where the money should be going. This, of course, being reported by the Navajo Nation, and parts of the Navajo Nation live in Colorado. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
So learn something, stupid. All right, that was mean. No, that was just honest. Okay, so, of course, moving on. Pueblo police report that there's been a deadly officer-involved shooting at a home invasion. This taking place this morning around 1 o'clock in the morning, around midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning. The police say that they had to engage a suspect and fatally shoot the suspect. More to come on that a little bit later. And then in another weird one, another Fort Carson soldier, a Fort Carson soldier was arrested for felony menacing and disorderly conduct, according to KRDO. Fort Carson confirms that it was that one of its active duty soldiers, one Morgan Riker, was arrested on Monday on charges of felony menacing and misdemeanor disorderly conduct with a weapon. The charges stem from an altercation with his neighbor. His neighbor, one Cox family in Fountain. The family claims that Riker confronted them with a gun more than once. They believe it has a lot to do with the fact that they're black. Riker's charges do not reflect that. So this case, this Army soldier's case, could and most likely will probably go to federal court for a hate crime once these parents can get, of course, a federal district attorney to press charges.
Yeah.
Of course, it takes a lot for that to happen. You know, if you point a gun at a black person, you're not going to get hate crime charges. If you point a gun at a black person and mention the fact that they're black, you're going to get hate crime charges. I mean, this is very easy to understand how this works. So, Harris, VP pick. Harris is the VP pick. That's right. Yesterday, Vice President Biden, hopefully soon to be President Biden. So now I will have no problem fully supporting him because of his VP pick. But he picks the former California Attorney General and current Senator Kamala Harris, most famously known for locking horns with the likes of Brett Kavanaugh and other Supreme Court Justice nominees and so forth. This really does, in my opinion, put the Trump campaign kind of in a corner.
Yeah.
Because now they have to decide whether their campaign wants to portray a attorney general as pro-police and try to use that against her because she was an attorney general, or as anti-police. They can't have it both ways. I think that the Trump campaign is stupid enough to try to play both sides of that fiddle, depending on where they're playing that at. To play her as anti-police in rural communities and to play her as pro-police in more densely populated areas. But here's my theory on all of this. Vice President Biden just shirred up all those Kanye voters. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so anyway, in other news, a racist Georgia woman has now won the GOP nod for the Georgia's 14th congressional district. This after posting anti-racist, or anti-black, anti-Hispanic, anti-Muslim, and other videos. And she says that the media is against her, but I'm like, no, these videos are actually you talking right to the camera.
Oh, goodness.
She has even went as far as to claim that black and Hispanic men are only held back because of gangs and drug dealing.
Wow, way to put them in a
She's also
square.
She's also part of QAnon, which means I will never vote for her. Anybody that's part of QAnon should not deserve your vote. We don't have time for our politicians to be wasting time on conspiracy theories. We need this country ran. So QAnon people are all right. Go ahead, do your conspiracy theories. You don't need to be in public seats. That's just that simple. And here's why. Because instead of actually working on things that would actually help her campaign, she was busy pushing conspiracy theories like billionaire philanthropist George Soros, who is Jewish, collaborated with Nazis. No, honey. The far right collaborates with Nazis, sweetheart.
It's poison.
Good morning! What's up, America? It's your raunchiest radio co-host, Savannah, Indiana. Listen to Wake and Bake America from 5 to 8 every weekday morning.
We just want to party just you. We just want the money.
On Blazin' 98.5.
This is America.
Come celebrate fitness in Colorado Springs for Crunch Fitness. For no judgments and several solutions. It's crunch time for the new you. Bulk up, trim down, or just rock out to your favorite playlist. Crunch Fitness are more than just incredible facilities. They employ instructors, trainers, and staff that live for your post-workout high fives. Crunch out one more year of rep or join your healthy year already in progress at Crunch Fitness, 1801 Academy or crunch.com. CBD.com.
By now, you gotta know that CBD won't get you high. But did you know that not all CBD is the same? That's why I always call Gold Care CBD at 719-510-8732. Gold Care CBD takes the care to hand make all their products with systems that give you maximum compounds, vitamins, and minerals. Give Gold Care CBD a call at 719-510-8732 or stop by Gold Care CBD located in the Safeway Shopping Center on Fountain and Murray. The gold standard of CBD is Gold Care CBD. 719-510-8732.
Are you a business owner and want to highlight your business? Call 727-318-2956. Let's highlight your business and captivate Southern Colorado's largest group of spenders. They're active consumers looking for your services. To advertise with Wake and Bake America on Blazin' 98.5, that's right, your morning show, call 727-318-2956 or email us at bakeamerica@gmail.com. Advertise with your morning show because it's simple, smart business, and it works. 727-318-2956, and let's start your ad campaign today.
Hello, this is intern Ashley at Wake and Bake America. Come listen to us Monday through Friday, 5 to 8. I don't know what to do. I am a rookie.
Blaze one for the nation.
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
So aside from conspiracy theorists running for office in this country, which probably should not happen, it seems like a really bad idea, we should ask that. We should ask that as a poll question, like a genuine poll question, like, do you think that being a conspiracy theorist more disqualifies you for public service or more qualifies you for public service? You know, corner people on that and see what they think. Speaking of polls, let's go to the polls reflective of the news. So we surveyed our listeners. Survey says, ding, ding, balls. No, we surveyed our listeners on a couple of news stories that we've recently covered and a couple of breaking news things. Now, the first thing is an obvious one. As soon as Biden chose Kamala Harris as his running mate for 2020, the first poll I put up related to that was, does Kamala Harris... And I even told people, put aside your partisanness. I don't care if you're voting for Donald Trump. I don't care if you're voting for Joe Jorgensen. Put aside your partisan politics for a second. In your eyes, does she strengthen or does she hurt his campaign, right? So 2-1, which is about our followership, Republican to Democrat. Very ironic. But 2-1, our listeners said 66% said that she strengthens his campaign, not hurts it. While 33% said that she hurts it, right? In another poll I put up related to Russia's rush to the coronavirus vaccine. By the way, guys, Russia it has started doing mass vaccinations of their public with a vaccine that they never even put through stage 3 clinical trials, which means you didn't actually see if it worked, and you didn't actually see if it was going to hurt anybody on a broad base. They actually before they started making this for their entire country, I think they studied it on 20 or 24 people. I think it was 24 people. That was it. Or maybe 4 dozen. It was either 24 or 4 dozen. But when you're talking about a country with hundreds of millions of people and only 4 dozen people who are studied or got the first vaccine, they're like, oh, hell yeah, let's make that. You know what I mean? So no broad-based testing, no broad-based research, and no broad-based nothing. So we surveyed our listeners, and we gave you all the truth. We said, hey, listen, Russia thinks they have a vaccine that works. However, they have skipped stage 3 steps that are the world's, not just America's, but the world standard on vaccines. They skipped the 3rd standard step being process, which is the most important one, which is broad-based testing to see if it works like what we're doing right now. We're like Moderna and what's that other company? AstraZeneca. They're doing like broad-based, I don't know why I drew a blank. They have that other drug out there. But anyway, they're doing broad-based testing on like 30,000 Americans, right? The 30,000 Americans is like 1/10 or 1/100th of the, or 1/1000th, I'm sorry, of a percent of the country. The country is somewhere around 380 million, so 30,000 people is only about 1/1000th of a percent of the country. Let's see how it impacts that 1/1000th, then we'll move to a much more broader and mass production of a vaccine. It's kind of the way it works. So we asked our listeners, hey, would you take this vaccine knowing that they didn't actually complete stage 3 clinical testing or trials and just move straight to production of the vaccine? Guess how many people said, I'll let you go after the smaller number here. Guess how many people said they would take the vaccine?
Out of how many people?
Out of all the people that voted, what a percentage, I mean, not a number, but a percentage. What percentage do you think said they would take it out of 100% of people?
35%.
You are far too kind, my dear. 0.0%. 100% of our listeners surveyed said, no way, I'm not touching that vaccine because they skipped trials. Now, let me ask you another honest question, though, Cammie. Let's say that no one dies from the Russian vaccine and it actually works. And 2 years down the road, you know this. Would you take it then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're not insane and partisan. You're just normal, like the rest of us. Because that was a question that somebody asked me. They're like, well, that's a little unfair, Trey. You're going after the fact that they didn't test it and then asking if we take it. Of course, only an idiot would take it. Well, then the entire Russian nation's a bunch of idiots because they're taking it right now.
True. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. Okay,
first off, we have a lot of listeners in like St. Petersburg and Moscow and so forth, and then over in Kyiv and Ukraine and whatnot. And so I want you to understand that we don't think you're stupid. We understand that you may be being lied to or even forced into taking this vaccine, or lied to that it's been tested when it hasn't, whatever, or you've been told some BS about this. So and you've already got your head shoved up Putin's butt anyway. So it's hard pressed for me to not believe that you may fall for this. But I will tell you that it doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means you're falling for, I don't know, they don't listen to us. And we're like, dude, like, do you not see the problem with this? And people in other countries are like, nah, it's cool. And I'm like, no, it's really not. Like, you can't skip testing. It's really not cool. Like, could you imagine if any company in the U.S. tried to skip phase 3 of the trials and push to production?
Yeah, it wouldn't work out well.
Unless Trump owned stock in it, there'd be an executive order to shut it down.
Truth.
What cracked me up was not one single listener of tens of thousands of potential people who saw or took these surveys or seen these surveys, not one person said they'd take it.
It's blazing.
KCBM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
95.7 FM, K239CH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
Apothecary Farms is the premier cannabis dispensary on the Front Range. When you think concentrates in Colorado, you think Apothecary Farms. With locations in Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver, it is clear why Apothecary owns the cannabis concentrate game. How do you get your diamonds, shatter, butter sauces, and come on, ambrosia? Just look up Apothecary Farms on Google or Weedmap. Get the best in concentrates. Don't hesitate to stop at Apothecary Farms.
Hey, Southern Colorado, when it comes to getting your shirts made and printed and also designs on other products you want,
Sick Tees.
Southern Colorado has the premier shirt maker and designer. That's right, it's SickTees.com. Tell them.
Sick Tees.
And where can you find?
SickTees.com.
At SickTees.com. That's SickTees.com.
SickTees.com.
Your mom
Sick Tees
has proudly sponsored Wake and Bake America for 4 seasons.
Want to shake off that lockdown look? Or do you need a clean cut for work? Then stop by Durango Barbershop on Astrazon and Academy. Durango Barbershop is open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. Military, ask about our discounts too. Walk-ins are welcome always. Make an appointment, call Durango Barbershop at 719-231-3619. Durango Barbershop on Astrazon and Academy. Stop in for a cut or styling with one of our many great people, or set an appointment by calling 719-231-3619. Durango Barbershop. Hey, it's locally owned.
What's up, people? It's your third favorite intern, Scotty Pimpin, checking in with the Wake and Bake America crew, getting you up and going Monday through Friday morning on 98.5 FM. I'll have your hip-hop haps popping Monday, so get up, let's wake up and wake and bake together.
DJ playing that song, now what you gonna do?
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long?
Like I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run that
I
long in
jumped
the river,
in.
man?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day with Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to hump again, something.
Ah,
look at you, girl.
I said it's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it, and it found that.
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh!
We used to listen to FM, but they pay the same old
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
That's right, it's Wake and Bake America, and it's brought to you by this hour by my homies over down at the Apothecary, where I get my weed at, man. My dabs, too. Holla back.
When it comes to the best in concentrates, you want the best in Colorado, and that's Apothecary Farms. With 3 locations across Colorado, you can't go wrong, so stop by Pueblo, Denver, and Colorado Springs for the best that Apothecary Farms has to offer.
Locations. All right, so it's time for Bridezilla or Bride for Real, bruh. And when you need to calm your nerves, go to the place that I get my anxiety taken care of, actually, funny enough, seriously. He does pay me to say that, but I said it before he paid me, too.
When it comes to CBD, you want the gold standard, so stop by Gold Care CBD on Fountain and Murray in the Safeway Shopping Center, or call Gold Care CBD at 719-510-8732.
That's right. Make sure you're using CBD, too. Hey, guys, listen, we've been covering, and I've been tracking a story about CBD having a potential impact in a positive nature towards maybe helping keep like inflammation related to corona down. Hey, they really need to study that. You know what I'm saying? Like study CBD against the coronavirus as a treatment. You know what I'm saying? Because at the very least, it's an anti-inflammatory. I mean, it's basically no different than ibuprofen in a sense of what one of the effects really is. So I think we should explore that more often and get some testing done on that. So let's get to Bridezilla or Bride for Real, bruh. So one bride's outlandish request now has people saying she cray-cray. Holla back.
I don't think so. It's her day.
That's the proverbial point of a wedding in most cases, is that this is about you or your mother-in-law. No, I'm just playing. That's funny, huh? Or your mom. It's about you, your mom, or your mother-in-law. One of you three. No, seriously. So a bride was on Facebook. She shared a picture of a grass dress that she chose, which, like kind of like a Hawaiian grass dress type situation.
Grass dress?
So I thought it said.
No.
Oh, I'm tripping.
It's like a fairy-looking outfit.
No, I'm tripping. I read the wrong thing. Anyway, picture of her dress that she chose to wear at her wedding, but the internet has been divided like America on Facebook.
Apparently, people have not seen how bad bridesmaid dresses can actually look. This one is nothing compared to some I've seen.
But that tutu do look like...
It's not a tutu. It's just a long skirt.
Whatever. It looks like... It's got... It don't look right.
It's a white camisole top and a long pink skirt. It's not bad at all. I would wear that and not complain. It's not great looking, but it's better than what I've seen.
So that's what I was going to get to. Is like, I'm not judging her choice as a matter of a fairy or fairy tale or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not judging that. The skirt just looks cheaply made, man.
So what? It's not your wedding.
All right. Well, anyway, guess that puts me in my place. What do I know? No, but I mean, it's her choice if she wants to have a fairy tale wedding and she wants to do a Disney princess wedding and she's a grown woman. That's her choice. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna go like Disney princess, like, shouldn't you like go?
She's not doing that though. It's a fairy tale. Her sister, the one that's complaining about it, says it looks fairy-like. It really doesn't. it looks like a pink long skirt with a white top. Like, that's literally it. This sister is actually in the wrong. She needs to get over herself and wear it for her sister's wedding.
Let me just tell you that I would not know the difference between a 50s, 60s, 70s wedding except for that smartwatch on her.
It's blazing.
Hey, it's your girl, Cammie Renee, on Wake and Bake America. Tune in 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Playing the music you love. Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
All right, I got a lot of...
That's good.
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Ow! It smacked my head.
It's big. It'll be all right.
It is. Dang, man, it's messed up. So we're skipping the weather to have some fun, just so you know.
All right.
Okay? So first off, though, it is still the Apothecary Farms Flower Hour, and
when it comes to the best in concentrates, you want the best in Colorado, and that's Apothecary Farms. With 3 locations across Colorado, you can't go wrong. So stop by Pueblo, Denver, and Colorado Springs for the best that Apothecary Farms has to offer.
So I got to tell you about this funny thing. So there's this thing on Facebook, and there, like, not everything is bad about Facebook, right? Like, there's this one thing on Facebook that you can click on these things, and it like makes up some like funny, humorous thing about you, right?
All right.
And I don't know what it's called, but anyway, so Scott posted one of these, right? And it says, "What will you say right before dying?" And it says, "Scott, block any of those fake see you next Tuesdays that post rip messages on my Facebook wall." Scott died at 97. That's funny. So I was like, okay, I'm game. I'll try it. I'll push the little button and see what it says. It's like, "What will you say right before dying?" It says, "Alicia, if people ask how I died, tell them to mind their own fucking business." That sounds about right. Like, no, make up some tragic story so they'll start crying. It'd be something simple, like he just died because he's old. Duh. 90 for crying out loud. So, let's get through a couple of stories here. I thought that was funny. Those little things crack me up sometimes. You know, I mean, like Preston's like, "You're going to die old and lonely." And Preston's like, "See, I told you, Trey." And I'm like, I mean, if Facebook says it.
Yeah, no.
The algorithm knows everything, Cammie. No, the algorithm freaks me out. Like, I was talking to a friend about the new Top Gun coming out next year, right? Mm-hmm. And we are both actually huge Tom Cruise, the actor, not the Scientologist fan, but we are huge fans of his flicks. He's made some great flicks over the years, right? And so we were talking about Tom Cruise, right? Well, my friend Ashley from Memphis goes and turns on her, what was it she said? Oh, Hulu. And her Hulu's like, "Hey, you want to watch the first Top Gun?" Like, that was the first thing that popped up on her Hulu. And I was trying to tell her, I was like, the algorithm knows everything, dude. Like, I was like, I was searching for new guns on my computer, went to my phone, picked it up, and on Instagram, it was like, "Hey, you need a gun case? Hey, you need some bullets?" Well, Facebook's selling me bullets. Why? I've never mentioned a gun or bullets on my Instagram in my life. And all of a sudden, it's trying to sell me. I'm telling you, dude. That's why when people are like, "I don't want to wear a mask because I don't want to be told or watched, or the government's not going to watch what I'm doing," and I'm like, "Want to bet?" And then everybody who's like, "I live off the grid," they don't know.
Whether you like it or not, they are.
No, my favorite is people who live off the grid. They're like, "I live off the grid. The government doesn't know anything about me." I'm like, "Oh no, boo. Oh no. You're the one they watch the most because they can't just pull up data and see how you're feeling today. So they watch you even more.
There's Google Earth. They know where you are.
You're the one that they watch you build that dugout in the mountains and put guns in it and hide it and never really bother you about it because you haven't done anything yet. But they know. They know. Like I said, do you know there's like 8,000 like little like mini like Google spy satellites up there?
I'm sure.
They're not spy, but they do spy on us. So I guess that's why I'm like, people are like, "I'm so mad about the Patriot Act." I'm like, "You mad about the Google Act though?" Because Because the Google don't even got to follow the Patriot Act. They could just literally take pictures of you from space and, bite me.
Yep.
The government is supposed to get a warrant. I'm not going to say they do. But, when we're talking about what's supposed to happen, they are supposed to get a warrant. All right, so check this out. The Humptastic Hump Files. In the era of COVID, social distancing, and much, much more, you want to talk about getting naughty with tech. Yeah, that's right. So you may not be able to get naughty in person as much as often, especially if you're some of those exploratory folks and you don't live with the person you're seeing. Or maybe you're in a long-distance relationship and the COVID got you down. So I was looking at this article on JordanGrayConsulting.com. Just do the math on that one. But you get the gray in the middle there. Middle name, Gray, like Christian Gray. But anyway, don't worry about what I read, people. I read everything. Tang, too. I read about, Tang, the orange soda that they put into space. Yeah, orange drink. Read about that, too. So, number 1. It says, make sure you're doing it with someone that you trust. I don't know if that even needs to be a rule, if you would, or an advisement, because you just know that if you're going to get naked in front of a camera, there's 2 things that you should know. If it's connected to their computer, someone has to make sure that those plugs plug in between. Just know that. And also know that, I don't care. I'll get naked in front of you. I'm like, what are you going to do? Use it later when I run for president? 1, I'm not running for president. 2, even if I did, I'd be like, yeah, I got naked. I'm from the 2000s, beyond. I don't know. That's going to be the excuse. Watch, politicians in 20 years that are our kids' age now, our older kids' age now, that start running in 20 years, that's going to be their fallback. They're just going to look. It was the 2000s. Coronavirus is happening. We were at home. I was bored. Talk about what you both want from the video sex ahead of time, I guess. Do some sexting. Sexting. Do some sexting before you get in front of the camera. Kind of build it up, build the anticipation. I like the picture, the stock photo they use there. It's a chick sitting in like her bra and underwear in a chair in the living room, like with her phone texting. Like that's the mood I think I'd have to be in. Like I'd have to be sitting there like almost, knacking, getting in the mood. Put the effort into your appearance beforehand, because remember, the camera, it does things to your face and your body.
Not anymore. There's too many, fixes everything on you now.
Even
nowadays.
Like live, yeah, you're right though.
Even live, yeah.
Like I've seen pictures of my friends and I'm like, your skin ain't that good. Like I know you. You know what I mean? I'm like, how'd you do that? I was like, they don't take Cami Photoshop, go with the photographer, work with the editor type level. No, they don't Tyra it. So what the hell? Anyway, remove all distractions, pets, things like that, kids, stuff, anything that could possibly bust up the time, because you want it to be private and personal. Get your own erotic headspace. So kind of, I guess in a sense, psych yourself up to the dirty time or dirty talk. Use a lot of dirty talk, obviously, for that. Dirty talk becomes your foreplay when you're on the cam. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to get that camera up close to things and personal. Yeah, put that.
Nope.
I'll put my junk right in the camera. Do not care.
I will not.
Make sure that you have the good old time. Achieve to succeed. To achieve. Don't leave each other hanging. And of course, video chat or voice chat's the same as video chat, except for obviously you don't have the pleasure of your eyes to help you out in the situation, so it's not as simple, obviously, but there's also that way. But let's be real, like you're going to have to get creative over this time in order to make it really work. Also, last thing, since we're talking about balls, the Rockies are killing it right now. Like that segue, that was great. Mm-hmm. The Rockies are actually in first place, 12-5 since the startup, 7-3 in their last 10, and dude, they are at a 706, which puts them nearly 100 points ahead of the Padres, the Dodgers. And sadly, my Diamondbacks are in the cellar, which hurts my feelings. But we came back and we suck. And what's really embarrassing is we lived in a place where it was actually nice when it was cold. So we have no excuse for sucking, and basically is the problem. I know you like your Dodger or your Tigers. Mm-hmm. So let me give you something. Tigers, second place in the AL Central right now. They're 9-6. They're on a 6-4 run and sitting at 600 right now. Nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Boy,
Mr. Trey, don't forget to check out Wake and Bake America on Blazing 98.5, 95.7, and 104.9 all over Southern Colorado.
It's about time.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long?
I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run
I
along
jumped
the river,
in.
man?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day with Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to hump again.
Ah,
look at you, girl.
It's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it, and it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh!
We used to listen to FM, but they played the same old
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
America, where weed grows tree tall high. I made that up, and it's my beautiful new. We need to make a new national anthem that's like got weed in it and a cell phone ringing in the background. You know what I'm saying? A pop up from like Facebook's noise. Boop, you've been poked. No. Okay.
No.
I figured nobody was going to co-sign that. I tried, America. I tried to better America with a new anthem that is modern and includes a cell phone, boop, like you got poked by Facebook. I don't know why that's important to me, but it is. So, it's time for the Humptastic Weed News, man. It's weed news, man. So, the midweek Humptastic Weed Report involves terps testing and COVID-19. What? Yeah, you heard me right. So, a recent study, ready? Study, first off, study has shown promise, which means it's not perfect yet. Get it? But it showed promise. More promise than, and I ain't talking promise like when the president talks about hydroxychloroquine promise. I'm talking promise like the vaccine they're testing right now for COVID promise, like legitimate promise. A recent study examined the use of cannabis terpenes formulations, more specifically the NT-VRL terpene on inflammatory conditions, and ironically enough, it's had some seriously promising results and what do you call it? Syndrome feedback, if you would. Okay, so the cytokine storm syndrome, which is really what is what COVID does. Okay, so if you want to understand the diseases, the virus is COVID-19. The virus itself doesn't kill you. It will not kill, as Doug McCardo from Forge and Fire would say. But what will kill you is the cytokine storm syndrome, which is the inflammation of the lungs, and that inflammatory response creates white blood cells to get active, and there's all kinds of crazy other science behind it. And if you want to read it, take the time to do the research like I did, because otherwise you suck anyway. But this does actually, this was so freaking fascinating to me. It's insane to me after reading this article. Some of the early results of the study came out and really showed that that the terpene formulation combined with CBD. So you need NT-VRL combined with CBD. It is as twice as effective as CBD on its own, which we already were learning that there was some determination that CBD was more effective or effective for cannabis than some of the conventional drugs out there. And Cammie will tell you, all the way back when people were just starting to die, I said, you know, this disease comes off like a knee problem I have with the inflammation. And then it swells up, it gets infected, and then I have to go take antibiotics for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so her and I were talking about this way back when this happened, and I said, "Listen, I'm like what they call a household genius, which means I use a lot of common sense, but I ain't no genius, all right? I'm just a household genius. I know that if you mix bleach and ammonia, you can kill yourself because I'm a household genius, right? So found that out the hard way, by the way, when I was a kid. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna mix all these chemicals and clean. My mom was like, "You're gonna kill us." Anyway, but so I kind of just put two and two together. I said, this is an inflammation of lung tissue. CBD is an anti-inflammatory. Why aren't we not trying this? That was me circa 6 months ago, and the fun part about my job is I've got the tape to prove it. The reality is that this is absolutely fascinating that once again we see that CBD by itself, while effective, THC as a pain solution, while effective, is ultimately sometimes 2 to 10 times more effective when you add the compounds of terpenes. This is why I told you I'm not a fan of distilled or ultra refined stuff much anymore, unless it's re-flavorized, you know what I mean, with terpenes again, because at least you're reconsidering the capability of the medicine once you re-put the terpenes back in. But like I said, this isn't about, Trey got one right because he took a crack at it and swung and got lucky. No, this is about the facts are the facts, and that an anti-inflammatory drug that we already were seeing great results in, Cammy, with CBD, now showing even better results, and more specifically with this terpene known as NT-VRL. And I encourage all my stony, crusty dudes and dudettes out there, look into this, because I take a droplet of full spectrum CBD every single day, and there's a reason I take the full spectrum CBD. It's because all these terpenes and all this other stuff that needs to be in there isn't removed like it is in an isolate. Isolates are great. They're great for increasing the strength to 99.9% or whatever, right? They're great for that. But the not so great part about an isolate, which I love isolates too, by the way, I'm not dogging isolates, but the nice part about an isolate, Cammy, is that it's strong. The downside is you've removed a lot of the terpenes that do the medical benefits of a lot of these strains that you use. If you get a distillated, OG Kush, you've taken out a lot of the stuff that makes OG Kush medicine OG Kush medicine. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, class is out. Dismissed.
It's blazing.
What's up, America? It's your raunchiest radio co-host, Savannah, Indiana. Listen to Wake and Bake America from 5 to 8 every weekday morning.
We just want to party just you. We just want the money.
On Blazin' 98.5.
This is America.
Come celebrate fitness in Colorado Springs for Crunch Fitness. For no judgments and several solutions. It's crunch time for the new you. Bulk up, trim down, or just rock out to your favorite playlist. Crunch Fitness are more than just incredible facilities. They employ instructors, trainers, and staff that live for your post-workout high fives. Crunch out one more year of rep or join your healthy year already in progress at Crunch Fitness, 1801 Academy or crunch.com.
By now, you gotta know that CBD won't get you high. But did you know that not all CBD is the same? That's why I always call Gold Care CBD at 719-510-8732. Gold Care CBD takes the care to hand make all their products with systems that give you maximum compounds, vitamins, and minerals. Give Gold Care CBD a call at 719-510-8732 or stop by Gold Care CBD located in the Safeway Shopping Center on Fountain and Murray. The gold standard of CBD is Gold Care CBD. 719-510-8732.
Are you a business owner and want to highlight your business? Call 727-318-2956. Let's highlight your business and captivate Southern Colorado's largest group of spenders. They're active consumers looking for your services. To advertise with Wake and Bake America on Blazin' 98.5, that's right, your morning show, call 727-318-2956 or email us at bakeamerica@gmail.com. Advertise with your morning show because it's simple, smart business, and it works. 727-318-2956, and let's start your ad campaign today.
Hello, this is intern Ashley at Wake and Bake America. Come listen to us Monday through Friday, 5 to 8. I don't know what to do. I am a rookie.
Blaze one for the nation.
America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
You know, every time that song drops, first off, I don't know why you were so loud there. That hurt my head. Anyway, whenever that song drops, everybody wants to come in. You know, you're like 1, 2, 3, and 6 and 4. All right, so it is time for a little Freak of the Week. Just a few things you can change in the bedroom about your sex life and flex that sex life up. It is, of course, the Apothecary Farms Flower Hour, Cammie. Tell them.
When it comes to the best in concentrates, you want the best in Colorado, and that's Apothecary Farms. With 3 locations across Colorado, you can't go wrong, so stop by Pueblo, Denver, and Colorado Springs for the best that Apothecary Farms has to offer.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's get into Freak of the Week, powered by...
The next time you need a fresh cut, trim, or line-up, stop by Durango Barbershop on Astrazon and Academy or call 719-231-3619 and let's get you and the family looking fresh at Durango Barbershop. Si habla español.
Si.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, you sounded really loud. And not in a good way either. Like, it was, not good. Anyway, sound better. So, let's get into Freak of the Week.
Let's do it.
When you freak in on the weekend, sometimes you get into a long-distance relationship, right? And sometimes, when the other one ain't around, the other one go mess around. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got you guys set up with signs that your long distance lover is cheating for this hump day.
I mean, these are pretty. It's not rocket science. You should know.
Have you ever been in a long distance relationship?
I have. Sort of. I mean, I was married to someone that was in the military, so he's deployed a lot and stuff.
That qualifies. The judges will allow it.
Yeah.
The judges will allow it. So, what the hell?
Your face is funny right now.
Because I can't find it's weird. Alright, I'm done. I quit. So anyway, here it is. Okay. It switched the article on me to things you need to do in a long distance, and it's touch yourself. And I was like, that's not what I was looking for. It's we already covered that. But not that one. That was a different one. I was like, look, you don't have to algorithm me, guys. I'm actually just doing the news. I'm not looking for love in all the long places. Get it? Long, as in long distance. So, but here are some quite, I'd call them subtle ways to maybe discover or potentially, not to put any fear in you this morning on your way to work, that, your long distance lover is not faithful, but check it out. He or she is avoiding you. I mean, come on. I think that can be driven.
It's a telltale sign right there.
And when it comes to cheating, it can be driven by not just the other lover, but it could be driven by guilt.
Right.
He or she is keeping secrets from you. Getting
These
sneaky.
Are all, you should know if you see any of that. Come on.
Yep.
Hours talking. Article for that.
Hours talking, secrets. Hours talking about secrets, and then all of a sudden they ain't got no time for you. He or she is keeping you as the secret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't see pictures of you guys on social media, maybe their status says that they're not even in a relationship. Or here's one girl found out her boyfriend had in a relationship status, but it never said with who, it just said in a relationship. So one day she was like, well, why doesn't it say me? And she clicked on it, and because it wasn't her.
It was somebody else?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Number 4. Communication has now begun to break down. Your talks with the Russians are over. No, I'm just playing. But your communications have broken down. You guys aren't talking. You're not communicating. Things like that. I mean, that's a pretty obvious sign, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you're being excluded from he or she's other social circles, meaning their friends just all of a sudden ghost you. Like, because when you date some, their friends are kind of like, they say hi to you, or like on Facebook, they'll like your stuff.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they start, then it's like, poof. So, your partner stops showing interest in you. Well, that's too easy. Because, I think in any relationship, if they don't act like they're interested in you, it's kind of a good sign that you're over, maybe. Or at least there's something lacking, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing in a long-distance relationship is I think the part about them not paying attention a lot, because I think that, I'm trying to put myself in those shoes and say, if I was in a long-distance relationship and I was screwing around, I wouldn't have time for you but if I wasn't, I would talk to you all the time, so I'd probably like self-snitch, basically.
Yeah, it's blazing.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
95.7 FM, K239CH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long?
I can't step outside naked.
He jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run
I
along
jumped
the river,
in.
man?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day with Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to hump and
Ah!
Look at you, girl.
I said it's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it, and it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh! My nigga.
We used to listen to FM, but they played the same old
America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Yeah. Shout out to Louisville, Kentucky. Y'all gonna ditch Mitch this 2020? Just wondering if y'all can help do the country a favor and ditch Mitch McConnell. Thanks, Kentucky. I appreciate you. Good looking out. Great bourbon, by the way. So, not a big fan of bourbon, but I do like your Kentucky bourbon, sir. Real quick here, though, seriously. And Tennessee's, just so you know. Yeah. Yep, suck on that, people. No, it is, of course, Wake and Bake America. And it is, of course, the segment is brought to you by...
When you need a break from all the crazy, come on down to Copperhead Road Bar. With the new outside recreation area and the best DJs on 3 dance floors, you can't go wrong. So come down to Copperhead Road every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at 3330 North Academy Boulevard.
Yeah, son. So, it's time for a little freaky, dolladiki, holla back, little geeky. Nope, seriously. 6 naughty, really things to do in the bed room to spice up your relationship with your partner that's actually there.
Yep.
So, for instance, there's a lot you can do. But why do a lot when you only need to do 6 things, it says? No, I'm just playing. So, number 1, touch yourself. Not just your partner. I think it's hot. I'm not going to lie.
I'm sure every dude does.
I think it's hot. It's hot. Yeah.
Us girls don't think it's as the other way. So.
And that's fine. I'm okay with it just being all about you.
Yeah, it's not, though.
Don't forget.
It never is.
Don't forget to play with other parts of the body than just sexy organs. Or 1 or 2 sexy organs. You know what I'm saying? Be a little more exploratory with your hands. I call this hand Lewis and this hand Clark. And they like to explore, Kimmy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Number 3, actually try using a little tie down and bondage. Gets it exciting, especially if that's something...
Unless you have an issue with feeling
Yeah, I mean, if you have at some point in your life been, abducted or something, it may not be the right thing to go with.
Right.
Like, that may not be a good
Know
idea.
your partner. How about that
Know
one? That one's very...
yourself. Safe word.
Yeah.
Banana Republic.
Okay.
So, nibble it just a little bit. Nibble on each other. Bite, not painfully, but playfully. You don't want to leave one. You don't want to leave marks. 2, you don't want to leave your partner looking like they got in a fight with a dingo. Let's be honest here.
Dingo.
You get me? You know why I do things. You know why I do things. Don't be afraid to make a little noise. If the neighbors don't like it, they don't have to try it. No, seriously, get loud. Show your appreciation for the way you feel, I guess. Yeah. Make a little noise.
But don't fake it.
Yeah, don't fake it. But moan and groan. All right, so, and of course, the last piece of advice for get your love life back in the saddle and the sack and get it back again, from the sack to back again. Experiment with some toys. Buy a bottle of lube and some toys, as Savannah would say. And have a good time. This is, of course, according to, I was reading this article on popculture.com, so I didn't make this up. This is what they said.
It's blazing.
Hey, it's your girl, Cammie Renee, on Wake and Bake America. Tune in 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Playing the music you love. Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
All right, I got a lot of jokes, so I'm just going to start telling them.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
So, Camel Lemadiller.
And I disagree with you. People are allowed to say no and don't need to give anybody an explanation on things.
True, but it sure is a hell of a lot nicer when you get one, right? I mean, be honest. It is nicer when you at least know why something. Well, hold on. Okay, can we say in a relationship maybe? Because you're right, though. Like, sometimes I'll look somebody dead in their face and be like, no, I can't do that. And I don't need to explain myself to you. Yep. But I will tell you that with like you and the kids, I really do always explain why the answer is yes or no.
Oh, trust us. We know.
Because I want you
guys... An hour later, you're still going.
Stop. I want you guys to understand that I'm not doing it to be a D. I'm doing it because there's a real reason behind it. Don't clown me and then judge my food and my beard, making it...
I was trying to help you out.
That's called compound clowning. You're like putting it on top of it.
I was trying to help you.
You talk too much.
Fine, I'm going to let you have your live on with food all up in your beard looking like a scrub.
I do anyway. So, no, I'm just playing. Actually, I look all nice and clean. I actually look clean shaved today, so I can't even say that. But anyway, but no. But I do agree that you don't always owe everyone an explanation. No, not at all. But the loved ones and people close to you, I think that
it depends.
True. Well, okay, now I think you're thinking about your mom.
If you have, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't explain anything to my parents. I'm like, nope, here's my answer. Good luck with that. I'm an adult now. But it seems like the people that I feel that are like within my tribe, my little triangle there of tribe, like you and the kids, and now a grandkid, I feel like I owe all of you always an explanation why yes and no is the answer, not just a yes and no. But you're right, though. Like, I don't tell my parents. I'm like, no, I'm not coming over for dinner because I have to fly. And I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying no. But seriously.
Especially if they're rude to you and they're asking for your help with something like, I'm going to say no, and there ain't no dang explanation. Bye.
You get all like, no. Dad's going to be yeah. All right, so let's get to our next story. I think it's one that is it is bittersweet. in a sense. You know what I mean? Kind of like dark chocolate. It's bittersweet. So, first off, I'm speaking from experience when I tell you that proposals can be nerve-wracking.
This one's epic, though.
True. But I'm speaking from experience when I tell you that these things can be nerve-wracking as all heck, and they can really drive you to the bone. Let's get brought to you by.
When it comes to CBD, you want the gold standard, so stop by Gold Care CBD on Fountain and Murray in the Safeway Shopping Center or call Gold Care CBD at 719-510-8732.
Yeah. So, you know, many of you guys have been part of Cammie and I's almost our entire relationship because we've been dating almost the entire time this show's been going, and you weren't part of it right at the start, but you were there very quick at the beginning, so you've been part of this show almost its entirety. And so people were here when I proposed to you, but what they don't know was all the stuff and all the sneaking around and trying to get things done on the low, and things like that I had to do. But it can really, really be nerve-wracking for the gentleman. And then you read this story and you go, I got no room to complain about nerves being wrecked for a proposal no longer in life thanks to this guy. So a British dude proposed to his girlfriend, and you know, sometimes a proposal goes well and sometimes it goes up in smoke. So a man took to getting some tea candles. Okay, there's these little tiny candles for dudes that don't know what they are. They're those little tiny ones in the little metal tiny trays that go in stuff and in potpourri dishes that your girlfriend and wives have that you don't know what those are for. That's what they are. So he takes these tea candles and he spells out the words "marry me," and does all these other lavish things. Looks really good. I mean, he really went out of his way. He really did a good job, to be honest with you. Except one small problem. The "marry me" tea candle sign, he put it on the floor, which then caught the carpet on fire. That wouldn't be so bad, you know, a little
except the fact that he went to go pick his soon-to-be fiance up and bring her to the house, and the house was on fire.
That was the part I was going to get to next, Wes. That would have been bad enough if it had just burnt some carpet and he had put it out, but he lit everything so that she would come home to it because she wasn't home. But the problem is he didn't think to maybe let her take the car that day or something. So he had to go pick her up. And when he arrived...
You never leave candles lit and leave your home. You just do not do that.
The British man...
This guy, I'm sorry, you're an idiot, bro. You never do that.
When he arrived, he expected 60 balloons, 100 lit candles, popped the question to baby girl, music was going to be playing, a bottle of champagne with the bottle already popped, ready to go. And the only thing that was popping was the call to the police and fire department to get help to put the fire out. The whole thing was, she has her own apartment. She doesn't live there, first off. Let me explain that. So that's the other reason he had to bring her too. So anyway, she said that she was completely shocked and shaking because his place had just burnt down. She was freaking out for him, you know what I mean?
Worst part is he had just moved in a
Just
month
got
prior.
settled in.
A month prior.
Yep. Okay, so if we couldn't make this any worse than it already is, it's actually that bad already. But this man of chivalry and determination with true grit got down on one knee in every bit of those ashes. There's a photo of it, seriously. Got down in every bit of those ashes, proposed to his fair maiden, and she accepted his proposal. And they'll definitely have a wedding story for the ages, for sure, at the very least.
Truth.
You know, so note to self, while the gesture was absolutely of full chivalry and romantic, bro, you know what? That's one way to force her.
She still said yes.
Hey, that's one way to force her into living with you.
Or him living with her, you mean?
What
His
else?
apartment's up in fire.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, same dip. Yeah, but he burnt down his house. But
I mean, honestly, he's like a bachelor dude, sort of, whatever. So he probably didn't even have that nice of stuff. I'm just being honest.
Dang, okay.
Most guys don't. I'm sorry.
You know what though? He probably helped burn all the rat shit out of all of his property though.
That's probably why she's like, yes.
She's like, yeah, just move in, babe.
I don't have to have that beer bong table.
Right. We'll get you all
or
new.
beer pong. I said bong. beer pong table in our home.
We got you,
blah,
babe.
blah, blah,
We'll get you
blah.
an all new everything except that beer pong table. No, let's go to
You know it's true. It's blazing.
It's your boy, Mr. Trey. Don't forget to check out Wake and Bake America on Blazin' 98.5, 95.7, and 104.9. All over Southern Colorado.
It's about time.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long?
I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run the ball in the river,
I
man?
let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day with Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to hump something.
Oh, look at you, girl.
Actual tracking app on it, and it found that.
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of echoed.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh,
We used to listen to FM, but they play the same old.
Good morning, Americano coffee with 1 shot of tequila. No?
Ew.
Okay, fine. Put some brandy in there. Brandy, you're a fine drink. No, actually, I don't really. I'm not big on brandy. So, one too many nights with E&J. Done. Turn Trey away. Man, I am on point today with everything. That one line was tight. That burning line, that burning hunk of burning love. You're welcome, America. You're welcome. So, let's do this though. Seriously, it's time for You Need Some Love, man. This dog, man, he needs some love, man.
I'll take him in.
So,
you can. I'll have him.
Yep, me too. So, a stray dog keeps showing up at a car dealership.
He showed up at the showroom door one day
in Brazil.
Yeah.
And so they spotted the dog waiting around outside the showroom. They assumed he would eventually, move on, go on about his business. His owner would come back, whatever, go grab him, whatever. But as, of course, the day and time would go on, the stray dog would continue to show up and continue to show up and continue to stop. And
they finally gave in, though.
The one night it was raining, and the manager, Mariano, took the dog inside and said, "Come on in." Gave the dog, of course, some food and water. The dog seemed to be determined that that's where it wants to live, apparently, according to what the staff says about the dog. So the dog has the Hyundai store dealership has decided to adopt the dog as the dealership's mascot instead of letting him keep pushing them around. They're welcoming him. So they named him Tucson Prime.
Cute.
And hired him as a professional consultant.
Well, they said he's really docile and sweet and just nice to everybody. So.
Yep. And of course, what better than, I'm telling you, they're trying to trick you into buying a car. You got this really nice dog. He hops up in the back. You start gazing off into the distance. This could be us.
Well, they moved him even up because he was such a good dog with the customers. Customers loved him so much. Now he's the greeter. When they come through the showroom doors, he greets them.
The dog is now the greeter. He has a lanyard around his neck with a that's fit for him with a badge and everything right on his chest that says his current position with the dealership.
He just looks so sweet.
Right?
And he looks like he's a boxer mix, huh?
He does,
Some type
actually,
yeah, like a boxer mix. He's super cute.
The management says, after all, the company has always been pet-friendly, allowing purchasers to bring their pets along with them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've decided to embrace this idea in full practice. Having our own pet precisely helps complement and helps people.
Good protect like security dog too.
Yep, and says a lot of people have been abandoning their animals during COVID because of
they
not
can't
being
afford
able to
it.
afford to feed their animals. And so he's, the management says, now they have one less dog on the streets, man. And because we all know the only dog that should be in the streets is Snoop Dogg. We out. We'll be back.
Listen to Wake and Bake America from 5 to 8 every weekday morning.
We just want to party just you. We just want the money.
On Blazin' 98.5.
This is America.
Good morning, America. That's right. It's Wake and Bake. Wake and Bake, Bakey, Bakey. My name is Gabby. Of course, it is Wake and Bake America. And it is, of course, brought to you by our homies over at Durango Barbershop. Astrazon and Academy, if you need the hookup on a haircut, military discounts, Si Habla Espanol, and lots of wonderful hairstylists that are in there to hook your haircut up. And I'm talking about they do all of that. The ladies, the men's stuff, both of it, all of it. So get in there and hook your life up. Pimpin' since pimpin'. Durango Barbershop, Astrazon and Academy. Home skillets. So it's time for our final subject, the truth about kissing. So it's time for a little hump day fact check. And here are some facts about kissing that you may have not known. I read some of these and I was like, oh, interesting. So fun fact, kissing may have evolved from a feeding technique, according to Scientific American. In the 1960s, a British zoologist and author, Desmond Moore, speculated that kissing evolved from the behavior exhibited by monkeys where primate mothers chew up the food of their young and then feed it to them mouth to mouth, which is a nice way of being a human puree machine. Kissing is not completely instinctual. While kissing may feel instinctual, given that it's such a common thing that we do, signs of affection and love, but it's not innate. Innate, whatever. It's not innate, though. Every human being does not just automatically know how to do it. A 2015 study found that kissing is not the universal way to express desire and love. In fact, the same research showed that there are a number of cultures and tribes in sub-Saharan Africa, New Guinea, and the Amazon where people do not kiss at all. Could you imagine a life without smooching? I'm okay with that. No, I'm not. And of course, this is one that we've talked about on the show, but kissing may actually help you live longer. There's been several different studies that show that just having a little love in your life couldn't hurt the old ticker. And I don't mean your heart, but I mean the time you're going to be on Earth. You think of a kiss as a sniff. According to a study from 2000 conducted by the University of Lausanne in Switzerland, I'm sure I'm screwing that up. Researchers found that women prefer the scent of potential romantic partners whose genes are, genetic genes, by the way, are different than their own, which in theory would allow them to have children with stronger immune system. Weird. So that's why you think your brother stinks? Cool. That's just dawned on me that there's always a dark side to some of this information, guys. So, a first kiss is enough for a woman to pass judgment on her partner. This, of course, according to a study in 2007, it found that women can make up their mind about a potential mate after the first kiss. The study looked at over 1,000 heterosexual co-eds and found that kissing is more important to women when it comes to deciding whether they want to date someone or not. So boys, brush up on that smooch-alicious ability. Otherwise, it might cost you some bootylicious ability. Kissing is good for your relationship. I think when it comes to showing affection and things like that, that's probably one of the ultimate forms of affection, because it's really reserved for people that are very, very close to you, people that are above you in the hierarchy of family, usually, like old folks and moms and dads, and then your children, your spouse, maybe on the cheek, a niece and nephew, but you just don't go around kissing everybody. So it absolutely comes off as a form of affection. And because of that, it is the ultimate form of affection for some people, but not all. But according to some studies, approximately 60% of people prefer that form of affection over almost all other. Men and women kiss for different reasons. According to a study of over 1,000 college students at the University of Albany, it found that men and women prefer different techniques and have different reasons for the smoochy. Basically, women are kissing someone to find out if they want to date them long term. Men are kissing someone simply because it feels good and is stimulating and can serve as a means of arousal. So we're dogs and y'all have a heart. Anybody feel like that's a news flash here? I'm out.